Mr. President, let me first congratulate you on your election as President of the 63rd session of the General Assembly. I am confident that under your able chairmanship, you will guide our session to a great success. I would also like to commend His Excellency Mr. Khiem for his important contribution to the work of the 62nd session of the General Assembly. Mr. President, while the trend of peace, cooperation and development continue to prevail, there has been complex developments in the world during the last year. Enduring local conflicts and acts of terrorism still occur in many parts of the world, and new tension has emerged in Europe, including in the Balkans and Caucasus. At the same time, the world is going through the most severe economic uncertainties since the 1997-1998 financial crisis, together with new challenges such as climate change, food and energy security. More than ever, the current situation compels nations to promote dialogue and cooperation to surmount common challenges, both man-made and natural. Vietnam supports efforts to end violence in Afghanistan and Iraq. We should also work to facilitate further progress in the search for lasting peaceful solution to the nuclear issues of the Korean Peninsula and Iran on the basis of the due respect for both the legitimate rights of states to develop and use nuclear energy for peaceful purposes and the regime of non-proliferation of nuclear weapons. In follow-up to the Annapolis outcomes, I wish to reaffirm Vietnam's support for the role of Quartet, the League of Arab States, regional countries, and United Nations, especially the Security Council, in the quest for lasting solution in the Middle East. Such solution should respect the inalienable rights of the Palestinian people, including the right to establish an independent state of their own and principle of the land for peace. As leaders of the world gathered here to discuss the development needs of Africa, we realize clearly the organic relationship between peace and development. Vietnam undertakes to work closely with the United Nations and the African Union to find peaceful solutions to conflict and disputes that are still raging on in this continent. Mr. President, new uncertainties are unfolding in the global economic and financial situation. Climate change, energy and food shortages are becoming more and more serious global issues. In face of this situation, it is essential to enhance international cooperation to overcome this problem. In this regard, developed countries should take measures to maintain their macroeconomic and financial stability and implement international commitment to improve international economic relations and transfer of technology. This cooperation is possible and effective only with due regard to each country's specific condition, legitimate concern and interests. Mr. President, given complex development in the world, the United Nations would have greater role to play in saving mankind from the cause of the war and finding solutions to problems. To this end, the United Nations must be strengthened. Democratic and comprehensive reforms of the UN, including the General Assembly, the Security Council, the Economic and Social Council, and specialized agencies, which make this organization more effective and efficient in the area of work mandated by the Charter. Vietnam will continue to contribute to efforts aimed at making the United Nations more democratic, more effective, and more responsive to the needs of the people of the world. In Vietnam, the government is working with UN agencies and other development partners to implement the One UN initiative. We hope and believe that Vietnam and UN experience in implementing this pilot reform program will be useful to other aid recipient countries and to UN reform process. Mr. President, proceeding from its foreign policy of independence, sovereignty, peace, cooperation, and development, and efforts to deeply engage with the world, Vietnam has seriously observed its commitments and actively participated in addressing global issues. We strongly support the Bali Roadmap, which aims to create the legal framework for international cooperation in addressing climate change beyond 2012. Despite natural disasters and epidemics, Vietnam is honoring its commitments to maintain the volume of the rice exports of 4 million tons a year. We undertake to continue these efforts to ease the pressure of global food price and food security. 2008 is the first year Vietnam assumes the responsibilities as a non-permanent members of the UN Security Council, which desire to make greater contribution to the maintenance of the international peace and security. Vietnam has participated in the work of the UN Security as constructive and responsible member. We shall continue to uphold the principle enshrined in the Charter while working with other Council members and UN members to find solutions that meet the interests of the international peace and security and the legitimate interests of all countries and parties concerned. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, over the past 63 years since its foundation, the United Nations has sent through numerous upheavals of history and acquired an increasingly significant role in international relations. Against that backdrop, and with trust is the power of people's will and determination to strive for peace, cooperation, and development, we are strongly confident that the international community will overcome new challenges and the United Nations will continue